Okay, guys, sorry about that. My live paused and it was tripping. Didn't want to reconnect. But let's go back. So we were talking about relationships, like Wellness Wednesday. Now it's about the relationships that we have, and the number one relationship that we have is the one that we have with ourselves. So certain things that we need to cultivate, which will make our lives a little bit more healthier, and the relationships around us. First of all, that relationship we have with ourselves, like taking care, self care. We talked about self care. We talked about mental care, mental mindfulness, caring about, how you feeling. How do I feel right now? Things have changed dramatically in my life. My job has changed. My children's schooling system has changed, and things have just changed really quickly. Like we're not a society that really likes change real quick. But this pandemic has really changed everybody's outlook, and so it's a lot of uncertainty. So one thing I wanted to really, kind of hone in on today on Wellness Wednesday is that healthy relationship plays an important part of you being healthy, right? But it first starts with us. Like these when I do Wellness Wednesday, guess what, y'all? This is something that I'm having to kind of like, speak and feed to myself be in order to feed to you all, so I'm in the process of getting healthy spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, as I'm helping you all, so if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And then let's see here. That's the first thing with a healthy relationship is the one we have with ourselves. Okay, so remember that, write it down, take a picture. These notes are gonna be juicy today. Okay. Accountability, and your relationships that surround you, do you have anybody who will help you with your accountability? Right, are you helping anybody with accountability? So think about that. Like I even figured out a way to, use social media to help me with my accountability, right? That's why I post. I do. And if you follow me on Facebook, if not, follow me, Koshara Douglas Brent. Go to my Facebook page. You get a lot of information. Yes, you're going to get a lot of inspiration on my page. You're going to get a lot of motivation on my page. And if you exercising and working out and not, if you are or you are not, you will get some exercise motivation on my page, right? And that's all I want to spread is love, So would you see certain things? You may see some opinionated things every once in a while, but for the most part, I try to put out the energy that I want to receive. So if you don't see all the drama and stuff on my page, that's because I don't even want to receive none of that. It's not like I don't hear it, I don't see it, or I might not even have it around. um wow, let me see. 1 second, y'all. Okay. So my daughter's trying to send me my notes. I'm like, can you bring it upstairs so I can really have my notes? Girl, come on now. So listen, we just came from the park. We just came and walked. So it didn't matter if I woke up late, if I woke up too early, or somebody threw something on my plate. Sorry, guys, that I wasn't expecting throughout the day. It's like, okay, girl, Koshara, you gotta, okay, pick it up, roll with the punches, let's go. So okay, my son usually goes to work. For example, my son usually go to work at 9 o'clock. He has to be there at 9. So okay, so he already cut into my schedule walking, because I usually like to walk early, but if I'm having to get him there at 9, it's like, okay, I have to readjust my schedule. And then this morning he gets up. I don't know why some young men are like this, or men are like this. Some, I'm not saying all. I asked him, I said, hey, how about you give me heads up on when you go to work, because then I have to readjust my schedule, and that's not fair to me. It kind of throws me off, right? So that's why it's important to protect your time also. But with that being said, so I had a late walk, right? So kind of ran into my 12 o'clock schedule that I usually schedule on Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday. But I still have to get it done, y'all. Look, I'm still in my workout clothes. I got to go and get dressed and get ready for my day, and it's 12 o'clock. I'm usually ready to go before 9, like seriously, like up ready and ready to roll out and got my exercise out the way and everything. So sometimes you have to readjust your life to whatever situation is going on, but just know everything will be okay. And then the people you surround yourself with, the healthy relationships you surround yourself with, like, so when you do get down and out, you have that accountability partner to say, hey girl, I haven't seen you posting in a while, or I haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay? Are you good? That person may need an encouraging word from you, vice versa, because sometimes when I call people and see how they doing, shoot, they normally bless my spirit. I'm like, girl, I thought I called to, encourage you because I ain't talked to you, because I haven't talked to you in a while, but it looks like you're here encouraging me. So that relationship, it works 2 ways. So just make sure you got people that you can feel safe around, right? You can feel safe and you can let your guards around, because again, like I said, everybody's experiencing so many different things since 2020. I mean, not to mention my childhood, not to mention, my relationships with men before I got with my lover, right? My Steve, I love you. Okay. Not to mention that, all of this stuff counts. All of this affects a healthy relationship that you may have today. You might still be hurting. You may still have your guard up because you may have went through something when you were younger. So you just have to take in consideration. So just think about that, right? Do you feel safe around the people that you're around? Are you able to talk to them when you might feel a little bit, down and out? You need that person that you can call and talk to when you're not feeling yourself. You need that person to be able to call you and vice versa. So you just think about that, being someone cultivating a healthy relationship. So number one, let's just do a little recap. Number one, it first starts with our relationship we have with ourselves, right? No, let me back up even further. Number one, it starts with the relationship we have with the Most High, right? And that relationship we may have with Him is going to make a direct connection on the relationship we have with ourselves. That was deep. I know. I get a little deep sometimes, right? But I want you to think, I want you to really open up and think about, how these relationship plays a major part in the relationships that we have around us. So that's why I took it amongst myself to say, you know what, let me get me right. Because if I get me right and I really cultivate the areas that need to be worked on in my life, my insecurities, my, the times I feel like, oh, dang, I need to be more of a mother. I need to spend more time with them. Nobody's perfect. So I have those insecurities. I have things that I feel like, oh man, I know I could have did better in that. I could be a better leader in that area. Dang, I can do something, different that's going to bring out the better version of me. So when you're cultivating great relationships, it helps bring out the better version of you so that you can be who you need to be. And again, it starts with self. Hold yourself accountable to whatever things you have going on. Hold yourself accountable, because when we look to other people who hold us accountable, then they might drop the ball. They have their own stuff going on. So you want to make sure you cultivate healthy relationship with yourself first. Like we say God, we say self, and then it reflects, because the relationship you have with yourself is going to reflect the relationship you have with other people, right? So if you're not around people that you're like, dang, what's going on? Why do I have people around me that's not supporting me? Why do I have people around me that are just not for me? You know what I'm saying? So you have to take a deeper look within and say, you know what? Let me go within. Let me build this relationship I have with myself. So let me back up a little bit. So accountability, right? When we doing accountability, you want to make sure you admit when you do. We make mistakes. We're human. So admit when you're wrong. I literally had to call a few people in the company that I work with and say, hey, I don't know if I did anything. If I did, maybe it was unintentional because I don't know. Did something happen? So that relationship is very important to me. So I'm like, what's going on? Is everything okay? So I had to accept responsibility on my behalf of the behavior that stopped that conversation, the attitude and the values. You got to take responsibility and you got to be held accountable. Hold yourself accountable first to be able to accept the way your attitude is, accept the way your behavior is, and accept your values. You got to have values in place, because to me, if you don't have any values in place, people can take you and go anywhere, so make sure you have your values in place. Thank you for joining. Hey. And then the first thing was cultivate a healthy relationship with yourself first. Then you have to make sure the relationship you have with yourself, so that way the relationship you have with yourself, make sure you hold yourself accountable, right? Because we can't hold other people accountable for us, or we can't hold them accountable for them unless we hold ourselves accountable, right? So if I tell myself, listen, girl, you told yourself you're going to get up and join this challenge, and you're not joining the challenge, but then I go and tell my team, hey, y'all, join the challenge. I want y'all to be on the challenge. How does that look? How does that look? I mean, to me, it looks like, you telling me what to do, but you're not doing it yourself. So that's not how it works. So that's not part of building a healthy relationship. If I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to say, hey, y'all, listen, I'm going to join this challenge. Are y'all down with it? Y'all down with the challenge? And then we can hold each other accountable, So that's number 2, accountability, right? Number 3 is your safety. Refusing to be intimidated, okay? Refuse to be intimidated. It doesn't matter what he or she has. She could have $1 million over there. Refuse to be intimidated, because guess what? You too can have that $1 million. You too can be in that same position. So comparison, y'all, is the thief of joy, okay? It will rob you. So just focus on you and focus where you at right there, okay? Yes, keep doing it and people will come. Yes, ma'am, I sure will. Thank you, Mother. I appreciate everything. Refusing to be intimidated or manipulated, right? Because people will try to manipulate you to do what they want you to do for them, So they could be all about self. You know what I'm saying? So I had to check myself. Like, hold on. You have to do a lot of self-reflecting. And, it's okay. Because that's how you grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the same person I was last year. I would hope not. I hope I learned from all my mistakes. I hope I learned from my trials and tribulations that I went through last year. So I try to learn the first time, because I don't like going through that over and over. I'm like, Lord, listen, I'll be good. So I don't want to have to keep going through that. So, are you feeling safe in your relationship? A healthy relationship is respecting your physical space. Certain things that I have over here, in my house, that's my physical space over there. Respecting that. Do the people around you respect your physical space? If you ask them to not do this or don't do that, and they continue to do it out of disrespect, that makes you feel unsafe. So make sure the relationships that you cultivate are safe relationships, right? And expressing yourself in not non-violently, though, okay? Y'all know we can get turned up in these relationships. I don't care if it's mother, daughter, uncle, sister, uncle, brother, cousin, but to be able to feel safe around people where you can express yourself and they not feel, get mad about the way you feel. Because here's the thing, we have to respect each other's feelings. We can't disregard each other's feelings. We may not feel the same way, but we should respect each other's feelings, right? And we should be able to agree to disagree as well. Okay? Yes, the nonviolent way. Mama said, I'll try the nonviolent way. Please, love, please. Nonviolent. Listen, fire with fire doesn't do anything but consume you. We don't want it to consume us. You trying to be the water to the fire where you put it out. Okay, so we coming up with solutions. We're not allowing the fire to consume us, because guess what? He who angers you controls you. So in the relationship, I don't care if it's with Steve right here. He's not here, but downstairs. If he gets up, listen, he gets mad because he can't upset me. He has to catch me off guard, right? I'm like, I'm not about to entertain that. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you sit in all that anger and frustration, and your face just turning red, and you darker than me, right? No, listen, that's a feeling, that's an emotion. You'll get over it, and then we'll be able to have our conversation, because I don't want to conversate in anger, right? Because nothing gets done to me. And then we say things that we really don't mean. We probably mean it at the time, but you really shouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? Then it's something that you put out in the atmosphere that you can't take back. So just being mindful. I see why, it says to watch your eye gates, watch what you watching, because whatever you're looking at 24 hours a day, whatever you looking at, you're going to become a product of that. I don't care if it's, I'm watching the stories, I'm watching Power all day. You know what? Is that feeding your spirit? Is that getting you to where you need to be? So even just the things you watch, the things you're listening to, things that you say, because your words are so powerful. Like, speak life into yourself. Those are healthy relationships, when you have people around you that you can speak life in. Hey girl, you about to be a millionaire. I tell my daughter every day, are you ready to be a millionaire? All right, boo, because I see you. First of all, you are a millionaire, right? We have everything we need inside of us, spiritually, everything. Now we have to bring it into physical, fruition. Yes. The tongue tied over there. Okay. And be fruitful, right? He said, be fruitful and multiply. He wasn't talking about kids. So everybody getting all these kids and just popping them out. I'm talking about me first, y'all. Okay. It's a wrap. But he wasn't just talking about kids. When he said be fruitful and multiply, we have so many gifts in us, right? The graveyard is so filled with so much, millions and billions of dollars of ideas that people just, did not, people just passed away with all these gifts inside of them. They weren't able to do what God had called them to do because of fear, because of the relationships that were around them didn't cultivate, the people who they should have been. So it's very important about your relationships and who the people that you have surrounding you in your circle. It's important. Like, honesty. That's a main thing about relationship. Communicating openly and honestly and truthfully. We might not like everything. Yes, legal hustle, straight up. We might not like everything. Yes, ma'am. Got to lift everybody up. We might not like everything with people. We may not like the things that we hear, and people like, I accept and I want to receive when it comes to constructive criticism, because I want to be a better person, but make sure you're mindful, because some people know who you are. What I mean by that, hey boo, how you doing? Know who you are, because you have people that will lift you up and with constructive criticism, because constructive criticism should be done in love. Like, you shouldn't tear anybody down to make sure you telling them where their flaws are. You have to do it in love. And if you don't know how to do it in love, you shouldn't do it at all. Because anything other than that, you're tearing that person down. So make sure you're cultivating great relationships around you. Let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Got honesty. So we got a few more to go, y'all. We're going to be wrapping this up. So support. Okay. Healthy relationships. You have people they support each other's choices. I might not like your choice, but I'm going to support it. And then be there. If anything happened, just be there and we'll talk about it. And then if you don't support that person, the choice that they chose, tell them why. Yes, spend your time wisely and mindfully. Yes. If you don't like what that person is doing, tell them why you don't support the choice that they're making. Being understanding. Understanding makes a difference, right? You have to be able to understand somebody to be understood. You know, you can't expect everybody to understand you, but you don't even take time to understand where they're coming from, or you put yourself in their shoes to understand why they think and act that way. That's their perspective. You don't know what their history was growing up. And we could have even grew up in the same house, but we still have two different perspectives. So if we want to build healthy relationship, we have to respect each other in so many different aspects of life. You know, offer encouragement. You know, if you don't have anything good to say, offer encouragement. You know what? You didn't make it this time, baby girl, but you got this. Let's work a little bit harder. How about we get up earlier? You know, how about we get up earlier? We'll make it. You know, listening to non-judgment, listening. Hold on, my light then went dark. Okay, so listening non-judgmentally, right? When you listen to people, listen to them without any judgment. You know, people need that, especially right now. You know, they have so many things going on the inside. People just need a listening ear, and you can just be that. And then you go dump all that out and rejuvenate your energy, okay? Because I have to do that. I'm a person where people come and they gravitate to me and they tell me about their problems. You know, sometimes you have to say, hold on, don't come to me before 11 o'clock because I have to get whatever I got going on in the way, my situation, right? So just putting things in perspective, using your time wisely, right? Valuing other people's opinion. We might not have the same opinion, but let me give it to me the way you think and let me value it. Because even for you to even come and talk to me about it, it's some value in that. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Let me see. I got a few more to go. Cooperation. I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this up because my battery is getting low, and I know we've been going in. Ooh, I'm super excited, y'all. I'm so happy about Wellness Wednesday. We get so much information, but y'all put down some tips that you want to talk about on Wednesday, on Wellness Wednesday. Any questions y'all have about the topic? Just any statements you have about this topic. Healthy relationship. Tell me about the healthy relationships in your family down here in your life that you have right now. Cooperation. Asking people to do stuff for you, not expecting them to do. You need to ask people. Don't expect them to know what's in your mind. And that, for me, y'all, I had to tell that to myself because I'd be like, they should know that. Why don't he know that? What is going on? That's something that I have to check myself with. I have to start asking people and not expecting them to already know what's in my head. Okay. Accepting change. We all know we was not ready for 2020 in this pandemic, but we have to accept it. And accepting it don't mean it has to be all negative. Find a positive situation that you can get out of this and keep it moving, y'all. Making a decision together. Right, if you with a significant other, your family, make decisions together so that way everybody's decision could be respected. Willing to compromise, right? Be willing to compromise. You can't ask people to bend when and hear you out, and you're not willing to compromise yourself. So these are things that you first want to cultivate for yourself, right? Compromise with yourself. Win-win resolutions to conflict, right? Win-win resolutions to conflict. You know what that means? That means there's no, if we have conflict, we're going to win because we're going to have a resolution to it, right? Because we're not going to let that stop us because that takes away time, right? And time takes away where we have our goals and the things we're trying to reach. Last but not least, trust. Trust is a part of a healthy relationship. Accept each other's word for what it is, and you got to make sure your word is your bond, y'all. So many people their word is not their bond no more, you know, because there's so much false, I don't even know how to call it right now, but people are building false lives, you know, and to me, your word is your bond. So accept each other's words. So when you tell me something, I accept it. And if I see something different, I don't say nothing until I see something different. And then that's when I say, oh, okay. Learned the lesson. Okay, last but not least, giving each other the benefit of the doubt. Give each other the benefit of the doubt, right? You never know what their situation is, the stories, the things that they've been through. Just give them the benefit of the doubt, you know? When people show you who they are, believe them. But you can't base everybody on your past and with the things that you've been through, right? You have to give everybody a fair chance. Now, if they start showing out, I'm going to need you to believe that. Don't ignore it, because we have something inside of us, which is called instinct, right? Which is the God in us. Okay, just in case you didn't know, it's a still sound voice. It starts in the mind. That's why it's very important to meditate. We talked about meditating a few Wednesdays ago. It's very important to meditate, because when you meditate, you quiet your mind down. You're right, Mama. That's my mama, y'all. I love her. She always support me, and I'm very grateful. I do what I do because of you, Mama. You already know. I tell you that all the time, so I'm so grateful and thankful. And I'm always paying homage to her, because it doesn't matter. I'm grateful. I'm telling you, when I tell you, I'm so grateful and so thankful for everything that I've been through, because I wouldn't be who I am right now, y'all. And look at this. Look at this. I am a great person. I am beautiful. I am loved by God. I am chosen by God. I am protected by God. Y'all, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned. Why? Because I am a champion. I am a winner. Anything I touch turns to gold. You have to affirm yourself. You don't wait for people to affirm you. Don't wait for people to make you successful. We can directly connect yourself to the source. And guess what? He will bring all the other resources to get you where you need to be. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. That's where it starts. It starts with you, the relationship with you. So it's very important for a healthy relationship with ourselves. Listen, I've been through stuff in my past I can blame myself for. I could blame everybody else for. But at the end of the day, I thank God I made it through. I thank God that God was there with me on some of those horrible trips down that ugly road. And he also was there when I came out. So you know what? Let me tell you something. God is bigger than all of our problems. So if what you want to do is have that healthy relationship, then it'll help you have this healthy relationship, and then it will affect all these relationships. Okay? So thank y'all so much for joining me on this Wellness Wednesday, talking about healthy relationships. Y'all, I can't wait to see y'all next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Your ambassador, Koshari Douglas, talking about health and wellness. And listen, if you still need your TLC products, boo, I'm here. Peace, love, and light. Have a blessed day, guys. Peace out.